Hello guys, what's up? It's me, your favorite manga editor, LitX.
Stop the cap!
Anyways, want this? But before that, do you like my edits?
No. Boy, if you don't...
I have my own PayHip store where I sell all my project files.
Damn, what is that, bro?
So if you like my work and want to support me, please visit my store and buy my stuff. That would really help me a lot. This video is divided in different parts, so make sure to check them in order if you are a total beginner at manga editing. First we are going to discuss how to get manga panels in high quality. For that you have to install a software called Hakuneko. It's a free software and you can download it from the link in my description. There is a guy on YouTube who has explained the procedure of downloading manga panels in detail, so I would recommend you to watch that tutorial and follow it, so that we can move up on the next step. A quick tip for beginners is that, try to use manga panels in which there are not many dialogue boxes or the scenes aren't cut much, so that the character's body is properly visible. In this case I chose this scene but there is a problem. The character is so small that if I try to increase its scale normally, the quality will be affected and it won't look good in the edit. So to fix this issue, we are going to use a software called Gigapixel AI. I am using the cracked version of this. I will drop down the link for the tutorial to download this too in the description. But before that I had to crop down the area I didn't want to use, so I used a random photo editor website to do it. And after I cropped the manga panel, I imported it to Gigapixel AI. Make sure you don't overscale it or it will cause some deformities in the manga character. If the character you are gonna use is way small, then only I would recommend you to use 6x upscale, otherwise normally I would go for 4x upscale. Here you can see there is a huge difference in quality after you upscale it. After you do it, just click on save and you are done. Now we are gonna start with coloring and separating the manga character into layers. I would recommend you to have some basic knowledge on how to use Photoshop before watching this tutorial, but if you don't want to do that you can just follow what I do. Here I am using Quick Selection tool. You should only use this tool in areas where there is a defined color contrast and the edges are closed. Then only it will be able to work properly. For the rest of the part, I masked it manually using the mask tool. Try to be as accurate as possible while doing it. Here we can see, there is a line made here that we don't want, so while masking, make sure to mask above it and maintain the shape of the character. It can be very confusing and hard at some cases, but you need practice and little knowledge for this. After you have masked the whole thing, follow what I do. Cool. Now that we have removed the background, we have to fix the parts where there are unnecessary lines and paints. Use the paint tool and alt click on the color you want the paint to be of, then start coloring those parts. But before that, you have to lock the image in place so that the paint doesn't get spilled outside the borders. Now we can start painting and remove all the unwanted parts. Now that we have done this, we can start the coloring, but before that make sure to check that your color mode is set to RGB. To do that, go to Image section on the above tab and go to Mode, then tick the RGB option. Now for coloring, we need to use perfect or near perfect colors of the characters. If you are making manga edit which also has an anime on it, I would recommend you to take a screenshot of any one scene where you can see all the colors of his skin, eyes, clothing and other things, which will help you to give reference for the colors you have to use. Now just use the drop tool and you can start coloring the same part with same colors in the anime. To start the coloring, first create an adjustment layer above the main image and then right click on it and make it clipping mask and change its blending mode to multiply. Now I can start coloring. First I will start with the face. Don't worry if your color gets outside the area, we are going to fix it later. Now that I am done with the face part, I am going to color the hair. Keep this thing in mind, the multiply blending mode works in a way in which, if you try to color over darker parts it will make you color darken too. So make sure to increase the color lightness so that it doesn't get too much dark during coloring. Now here you can see I am trying to color the hair, but it is getting spilled over the face part. I don't want that. So, I use a trick that helps me save time while coloring and also doesn't spill out colors out of the border. What I am doing here is, I am masking the part where I want to do my coloring. So here I have made a mask around the hair part. Now I will go to selection and press OK. Now I can easily color inside the marked area and it won't get outside. You can deselect the area by pressing Ctrl+D, and then repeat the same process to color all the other part of the character. Now that we have colored the whole character, we can start separating the layers in order to animate them in After Effects. Before that, merge the main layer and the adjustment layer by pressing and selecting both by Ctrl+ left click, right click and merge. Now I am going to mask out the hair strands and redraw its background. Tutorial on these things are already made by many people so I won't waste much time on it, rather I would recommend these two videos for this part if you want a proper explanation. And this video for advanced body movements. Note that this was made on After Effects and it is too hard if you don't know the basics. For these parts I have used Patch Healing Tool and Liquify to make the background of the hand. Once you have separated and repainted all the layers, save the project as Photoshop file and import it inside of After Effects. Once you have imported it, we can start the animation. Now I will animate the eyes. I won't explain in detail as I have already mentioned some tutorials. Now to animate the arm, I am going to use Puppet tool. I will put puppet pins on the part that I want to move and also on the elbow, so that it keeps it on place and prevents it from moving. I am going to use Auto Sway script. I will give a link for the tutorial for this too in the description. Now that the hair and hand movements are animated, I am going to animate the body so that it looks like he is turning around. You can see the image is tearing up. This problem is common when you try to animate something using Puppet tool. To fix it, simply make a mask around the object, then apply puppet pins. This will resolve the issue. Now I am making shadow of the hair. Now we are going to move up to the final step, compositing. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe, it will motivate me to make more tutorials like this in future. So here I have taken a random school background from Google. And now I am going to add camera and make every layer 3D. Make sure you pre-compose every layer. I am keeping the background position to the very back, so that it creates a field of view effect, and I added a basic slide transition. Now we are going to do compositing on the character. Keep in mind the direction of where the light should come from. See where is the sun in the background image and make the lighting according to it. Follow what I do from here. to add lightings and optical flares. After I have added particular, I am adding some leaves to make the scene look more organic. Now I am going to apply CC. This is the most subjective part of the edit. You have to adjust your color correction on every scene, then only it will look good. For this particular scene, I tried to tone down the green and yellow a little bit, and added diffusion and adjusted some lighting to make this scene look beautiful. While using Mojo and LUT, you have to keep on experimenting on what looks good in your scene. Now that everything is almost done, we are only left with blur and shake, so I will add it. And that is it. I hope this tutorial helped you. I will also provide a link to Nub's World free PF video, from that you can learn a different type of compositing as well.